It is with profound sadness that we announce the death of Martha Mason, also known as Selena, Miss Marth, or the Sponge Lady, proprietor of Ebenezer Foam Factory, originally from Labourne, who resided at Kaimaje Morshi Grocery. She passed away on Friday, August 22nd, 2025, at the OKEU Hospital. She was 79 years old. She was predeceased by her sisters, Beatrice Sherry, also known as Métis, Teresa Jove, also known as Martha or Agnes, Martha Agatha Sherry, also known as Andorra, Marie Baptiste, also known as LT. Her brothers, Francis Leon, née Sherry, also known as Mondo or Cyrus, Christopher Sherry, also known as Cios, Gilbert Sherry, also known as Ignatos, Willie Arno, also known as Tess. Her nieces, Bertha Sherry Farley, Mary DeMille St. Jules, also known as Selena. Her nephews, Henry Sherry, also known as Stanley or Mighty Bake, Yannick Sherry, and Gilland Baptiste. Left to mourn are her beloved son, Patrick Sherry, also known as George, of Kaimaje Morshi, quarter of Grocery. Her adopted daughter, Mabel Leopold of Bonsejour, quarter of Grocery. Her sisters, Rebecca Bernard, also known as Nora of Kaimaje, Anne-Marie Felix, also known as Eufel of Rivière-Miton. Her brother, Henry Félicien, also known as Hurricane of Labourne. Her nieces, Angela Sherry, also known as Lena, Jill Sherry Etulu, residing in the U.S., Odessa Dale, Natalie Sherry, all residing in the U.S., Delphina Sherry, also known as Bertie, in Barbados, Catherine Grant, Laura Jove, also known as Shaylis, all in Barbados, Tamara Sherry in Trinidad and Tobago, Gilbertha Sherry in Trinidad and Tobago, Alicia Sherry, also known as Dana, in Trinidad and Tobago, Irina Joseph in Canada, Cheryl Bernard of Kaimaje, Natalie Bernard of Kaimaje, Maya Gail Bernard in the UK, Keisha Felix of Rivière-Miton, Michelle Felix of Rivière-Miton, Emma Felix of Rivière-Miton. Her nephews, Anderson Sherry, also known as Andy or Fat Child, residing in Barbados, Jose Sherry in Barbados, Antonia Jove, also known as Tui in Barbados, Peter Jove, also known as Ricky, Michael Thomas, also known as Mike, all of Barbados, Eustace Lee Sherry of Cowardie, Castries, Nicodemus Thompson, also known as Chris of Cowardie, Moses Leon, also known as Yoryi or Wadada of Balata, Matthias Leon, also known as Cushion of Corinth, Marcus Leon, also known as Chef of Raidery, DeGaulle Sherry in Trinidad and Tobago, Ricky Garner in Trinidad and Tobago, Ricardo Garner in Canada, Marcel Felix, Felin Felix, both of Rivière-Miton, Roland Baptiste of Labourne. Her grand-nieces, Vincentia Sherry Inaga, also known as Shasha in the U.S., Melinda DeMille, also her caretaker, originally of Balata, residing at Kaimaje, Mariah DeMille Regis of Balata, Moesha Joseph of Lantock Road, Castries, Kimani Leon of Corinth, Samantha Alexander, also known as Luana of Piat Granivier, Makiba Faye Leon of Grocery, Misha Cox of Grocery, Chanel St. Jules of Degro, Nicole Burnett, also her godchild in Barbados, Cherish Grant, Mary Sherry, all of Barbados, Shanice Sherry in the U.S., Oriella Joseph, better known as Tessa in Canada, her grand-nephews, Anderson Sherry Jr., also known as Dedan in Barbados, Jesse Sherry, Romano Bledman, Shamar Grant, Q Sherry, all of Barbados, Amon Sherry in Canada, Charles Etelu Jr., also known as CJ, residing in the U.S., Zumbe Etelu, residing in the U.S., Zigom Etelu, residing in the U.S., Nato Etelu, residing in the U.S., Shalom Sherry, all in the U.S., Sean Casey Quinlan of New Village, Troy St. Jules of Dayglow, her great-grandnieces Jada Enanga in the U.S., Aziza Blenman in the U.K., her great-grandnephews Javin Enanga, Joshua Enanga in both of the U.S., other relatives, Marietta Benjamin and family of Labourne, Irene Gasper and family of Babonneau, Herbert Bellas and family of Plateau Babonneau, Melvin Lecomte and family of Labourne, the Sherry family both here and abroad, the Gervais family both here and abroad, the management and staff of Ebenezer Foam Factory with special mention of Paula Seeley, her other godchildren, Hans Clark of Cap Estate, Seth Clark of Cap Estate, best friend Amy D'Souza of Leclerc, close friends Honorable Stevenson King, Senior Minister and the Minister for Infrastructure, Ports, Transport, Physical Development and Urban Renewal, Honorable Guy Joseph, Lester Stanislas of Marcel, Julian Bryce of Granivier, Marcella Johnson of Cap Estate, Yvette Forwell of Tapia, Catherine Louis Fernand of Tapia, Octavia Pierre of Tapia, Melina Cox of Babonneau, Melinda Raymond of Sanssouci, Godrita Hurdle and family in Barbados, Miss Popo in Martinique, Berthia Augustine of Mark, Joyce Destang of Cap Estate, Steve Schalmine of Monier, Neil Brown of Montsepa, Father Albert, Father Goodman, Father Michelle, Father Quinlan, Deacon Louis, the older vendors of the Castries Market, many other relatives and friends both here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Martha Mason, née Sherry, will be held on Thursday, September 18, 2025, at 2:30 p.m. at the St. Joseph the Worker Church in Groseray. The body will be interred at the Groseray Cemetery. Her body now lies at Crick's Funeral Home Limited, Vidbutay Castries. The family requests that persons attending the service wear any color of their choice. May she rest in peace.